full moon day, January 28th, 2021. And it's full moon in Leo, and I'm a Leo. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but that's just what's happening now. Yesterday I got a text from a very close friend. I married her to her husband. They have a young daughter and now a new baby boy. She really knows me, and she loves me. I have these women in my life that really know me, and they love me, and they just know where my heart is, and I trust them with my innermost thoughts. And I have a sense of humor, and I said in one of my healings, I was doing a healing on someone, and their father passed, but their father has the exact same birthday as me, and he and I would have butted heads here and there, but we would have had overall deep love, appreciation, and respect for each other and each other's point of view, and we would have definitely listened to each other. And if he were still alive right now, we would really love to talk to each other, because we have the same interests, but we're completely different in other regards. But there would have been a common thread, like holding us together. This guy. Anyway, he said to me, "Stop saying you're not everybody's cup of tea. Start saying you're somebody's sunshine." So, I was my mother's sunshine, and some of my female friends make me feel like I'm their sunshine and they're my sunshine, and they get me, and it's like, I never felt like I would ever be able to treat the world the way I treat these women, like trust the world with my opinions and the way I see things, because, wanting people to be held accountable and arrested and put in prison, if that's, I don't think we need to kill everybody for treason, but let's say people get arrested for treason. That doesn't make me into some political identity. That just because I want, everybody held accountable and put into prison, doesn't make me politically identified. It's like, it just makes me a human that says, well, if they keep getting away with this stuff, then how is it not going to get worse? How is the situation of things that many of us would like to change, like drone bombing of innocent people, and refugees getting their corneas cut out, and just total destruction of other lands, while our mainstream media is just like, nothing to see here, folks. Everything's fine. Go back to sleep. Everything is fine. There's a grown-up in charge. Don't worry about a thing. New wars started and destroying places that don't have a central bank. Blah blah blah. It doesn't make me political. It just makes me paying attention. And so right now, today, it started yesterday. I get this text from my good friend who's got a new baby, a young daughter, and husband works, and also son, baby's boy, and husband is a military person. Served quite a bit of time in a crappy situation in the military, and now has a nice, more easygoing, home. He was gone for months at a time, and now he's not. And so this person is very dear to my heart. This woman is much younger than me, but also a twin, also so many things, just so many, and just so nice, so kind-hearted and kind in the mind. You know, she's so kind in the mind. And she said, you know, she worries about this transgender thing. She worries about her daughter going to the bathroom. She's like, I hope this doesn't make me a bad person. Please don't judge me. But I'm worried now about this, you know, this bathroom rule and, you know, locker room rule and all this stuff. And I hope it doesn't make me a bad person. But it's like, it doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you, you know, kind of play things out in your head further than the normies pushing for trans women or women too. I don't know why trans women can't just be trans women and trans men just be trans men. And I listened to a lesbian couple who have a child, and they're both athletes, and they are upset about this executive order, and they are like, you know, girls are going to be losing so much ground when it comes to sports. And here's two women who were, you know, part of athletics, and they're pro-woman, and they're pro, you know, LGBT rights, and they're like, wait a second, how are women not going to lose ground in sports now? And now they're getting treated like crap, just like Martina Navratilova. She did so much for women and gay rights in sports. I mean, if you just think women, gay rights, sports, Martina Navratilova would definitely be part of that conversation. She had an award named after her. They took that award out of her name now and are calling her transphobic and all this hateful stuff. Now, I'm just watching, so I'm not trying to weigh in because I'm listening to the sides. But if they make people like me, what do you think? Join the fight. I'm going to join the side that seems most rational, reasonable. We've seen trans women rape and beat up women in shelters and in prisons, and we've seen them really hurt women in sports, like martial arts fighting things. We've seen skulls get cracked, and you know, South Park did a skit on it. And the people who are pointing it out, whether they're doing it in a funny way or whether they're doing it in a serious way, are getting shit all over it, which is fine. Relax, calm and center. That's what's happening now. It's just what's happening now. So back to my friend. She's also worried that her husband's going to get deployed because, you know, the military-industrial complex is a real thing. And I posted Masters of War by Bob Dylan on my Facebook page, along with some really super snarky, sarcastic comments. And I got worried about it. Okay? But so I told Nicole yesterday, and I said, and then I posted something else on Renegade Yogi, which was part of a story, a trauma story that happened to me. I didn't post the whole thing, just part of it, and along with a video on Malcolm X. And for some reason, this Malcolm X video just came up in my phone, and I love Malcolm X. I don't want to go into the whole deal. Why? Malcolm X was powerful and peaceful. And he had a clear vision of what he wanted. And he wanted black people to be proud of themselves, of everything, I can't explain. But something traumatic happened to me when I was 20 years old that is what I knew. I'd heard the name Malcolm X. What I hadn't seen is, and I kind of knew that he wore glasses, but when I was 20 and I saw this book and I focused on Malcolm X's face and his name for a while during this whole trauma thing, this thing that was happening to me that was very traumatic, and he focused on Malcolm X's face and the words, block letters. I wasn't doing any healing work or anything at the time. I didn't know I was empathic. I didn't know what any of that was. But Malcolm X for me is a significant figure in our history, in the United States' history, but in my life too. So, and just really quick, I think people got the idea that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King didn't get along. And I don't see it that way. I see it as they had different ideas but had the same desired outcome. So in my mind, Dr. Martin Luther King would be yin energy, or the divine nurturing feminine, while Malcolm X is yang, or the divine powerful masculine. And the two together, if they work together, or if they were both allowed to work together and not shot, then I feel like our country would be in a very different place right now. FYI, I don't believe they were shot by white supremacists, okay? I think that they were empowering figures to black people, and so I think they were taken out by something that doesn't want a collective 900 vibration of empowerment in any group of people, of the masses, black, white, or anything. That's what I believe took out Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. But being able to say that it was white supremacists furthers the narrative of division. And their death created like a type of vacuum where people in mourning who love these leaders, those were real leaders, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, both leaders, both powerful leaders with a very clear and strong message. They I just love them so much. I love them. But I wouldn't look at it as that they don't get along. I look at it as one's divine feminine, one's divine masculine. And the two together would have set the world on fire, like in the best possible way. Like white or black. Doesn't matter. I mean, Malcolm X was geared only towards black people, which if you were in witness to the country back then, that's exactly that's what the country needed. But once they were taken out, there's this vacuum where a hate group or another supremacist group could move in and weaponize the energy of that base. So I believe that their movements were stolen. I believe that both their movements, even though it's like the same, empowering black people, I believe that their movements were both stolen. And they're the people that looked up to them in mourning because of loss of a powerful, peaceful leader that they loved, adored, admired, gone, was easy to weaponize emotions. Anyway, I'm watching right now myself be scared to say what I really think, but also at the same time feeling like I have to, feeling like I don't have an option. So what I'm witnessing inside myself, I'm seeing the fear of my ego, but I'm also seeing like a power of my spirit that's just breaking down my ego a little bit all day long. So I have this low, if I wasn't aware of it, I would experience this low hum of anxiety. And so why I'm making this video is I'm wondering who else, or maybe, this creates an understanding. It's like, I'm aware that what's happening is I'm doing A Course in Miracles. I'm deliberately putting my soul in charge of a spirit-directed life. And so I'm committed to a Course in Miracles, just same as my Renegade Yogi principles, and I don't share because I know people take me the wrong way, because people are looking at me through a lens. Oh, you don't hate Trump? You don't hate Trump? Then you're a racist? Like, I'm none of these things. But that doesn't stop anybody from trying to define me. Now, they're wrong, but they don't know that. Anyway, so I've been letting those people keep me at bay, keep my mouth shut, and just sharing with the people who I know already understand and already agree with me. Because I've listened to my ego tell me I'm not strong enough to handle when other people come at me. And they do come at me, but it's never as bad as I'm afraid of it being, And there's just this thing. It's just like, no one's asking for your opinion. But you don't understand me. You don't understand what I'm trying to do. You don't understand my reality at all. And you won't go away. Like, you see other people enjoying my reality or getting my humor and getting what I'm doing and getting the way I'm doing it. And you still won't go away. Why do you think your opinion's so important? Why can't you just let the people who do get me, why can't you let us have our own little corner of the universe? But they can't. Okay, so for whatever reason, that's what's happening now. So I'm witnessing this post, this snarky, sarcastic post that I put up, and this other thing opening up a trauma event from my life. I didn't put it all out there. I just put out a tiny bit. But so much fear. Not wanting anyone to see me. And I have this low hum of egoic fear vibrating in my field. So, anyway, just thought I'd mention it. In case anybody else is going through the same thing. I'm just going to keep going. Today's a full moon at 2:16 p.m. And that's what it is. That's what's happening. I'm just going to keep watching it. And I'm just going to keep seeing the fear as outside my true self, and it just in my ego where it actually is. Because what I've found is when I follow my egoic direction and I'm afraid to post, but then I do, or I'm afraid to say something, what ends up happening is people are getting triggered anyway, and then I react egoically because I tried not to let that happen. So it's the law of attraction. Everything I'm trying not to let happen is happening, and then like this. So if I just stop not trying, if I just stop trying not to story, now I can just watch the egoic fear. And now if someone comes at me, then I can say, okay, that was expected. and go, okay, silence is the best response to nonsense. That was expected. Okay, love you. Have a great day. See you later. Bye.